right, so we are on the vocab sheet. This will be page 11 in your notebook. Page 11. So we're going to write page 11. So for domain, we have X values. And domain is always going to be box, box, X, box, box, left to right. Okay, left to right. The same thing that we have been doing or did do the other day. Now, range, on the other hand, if domain is X, range is Y values. Y values. And it's going to be box, box, Y, box, box, lowest to highest. Okay, so now our new word is continuous. Continuous has arrows, has arrows. Arrows are any direction, okay? Arrows. These are your arrows. It means that the graph keeps going forever and ever and ever. It never stops. It never stops, okay? We have inequalities, pointing up, pointing down, pointing left, pointing right. And then, in the case that you have two arrows, all real numbers, all real numbers. That is also new for today. It's also very important. So now let's go to this. Remember that domain is always left and right. Go ahead and write this down. Left and right. And range is always lowest to highest. Go ahead and write this down. Every time you write this box, you should be writing lowest, highest. Every time you write these, left, right. So now let's go back to labeling these. We have a closed point, and it gets a symbol with the line. We have an open point, so it gets a symbol without the line, and then arrow. Arrow means infinity, which is your positives, and negative infinity, which is negatives. Okay? So if it's pointing to the right, it's positive infinity. If it's pointing to the left, negative infinity. Okay? We already have these on page 9. So refer back to page 9. And then right here, we have box, box, X, box, box. We're always going to put left, and we're always going to put right, so we know. Find the farthest left point and write it in the farthest left box. If it is an arrow, delete the left side. So if we have an arrow, we're going to just delete it. Farthest right point and the farthest right box. If it's an arrow, just delete the right side. Okay? So let's go ahead and try the first one. We have our function right here. Okay? We're going to label our boxes left and right. If you have a highlighter, go ahead and use it. If not, that's okay. So for my left side, I have an arrow. This is super important. And I know it's pointing to the right side, so it's a negative infinity. So I'm putting negative infinity in here, okay? I also know I can just delete this side. I don't need it anymore. I put negative infinity, that's it. So now, for my right side, I have 4, and this is an open point. So it gets the symbol without the line. So my final answer for this, since I deleted the left side, is going to be X less than 4. That's my final answer. Okay? That's my final answer right here. We don't have to write the left side because we deleted it. Now let's try again. I have my X line. I'm going to highlight my function. Now, remember, we're always going to label our blocks as left and right. My left side is negative 3, and this is a closed point. So it gets a symbol with the line. Now my right side is an arrow. So I know if this is an arrow, then we get infinity. If I have an infinity, I'm just going to delete this side. Now here's where the confusing part kind of happens. Is this is my answer, but the X has to be first, okay? So this symbol is eating the X. So when I rewrite it, I'm going to flip everything. X, and then I'm going to flip this symbol, negative 3. And this is my final answer, okay? So you have to flip the sign to eat the other way because it's eating X. Now it's eating X still, okay? So now let's try another one. We have the domain. We're looking for X, so we're going to label left left, oh my gosh, left, right, sorry. And then now that I know I'm looking for x, I want to delete this y line just to make it easier for me. And I want to use my highlighter to highlight the shape I'm looking for. Now, I have -4 for my left side, -4, and that's closed, so I'm going to put the close symbol. And I have an arrow. An arrow means it's going to infinity. It's going to go forever, so I'm going to put infinity here. And I also know that if it's infinity, I'm just going to delete it. I don't need it anymore. But again, this is where we have to flip everything. So it's going to be x. We're going to eat the x, -4. And that's my final answer. Okay, the x always has to go first. The letter has to go first. And since you're eating the x, you're going to continue to eat the x here. So then now, again, we're going to delete the y line because we're still dealing with domain. We're going to label our boxes left and right. Now in this situation, my left one is an arrow. My right one is an arrow. So I know I'm going to -infinity and infinity. And I know I can delete both of those. But remember on the vocab sheet when we have arrow, arrow, two arrows is going to mean all real numbers. Arrows in both directions, all real numbers. Okay? So my answer is all real numbers. All right, let's go ahead and try the range side, the range. So again, we have a closed point, closed, boom, boom, open. Then if the arrow's pointing up, that is positive infinity. If it's pointing down, that's negative infinity. This is also on page 9, so refer back to that. And then for range, we always go lowest, highest. So find the lowest point and put in the left box. If it's an arrow, delete the left side. Find the farthest highest point and write it in the farthest right box. If it's an arrow, delete the right side. Same thing that we did for range, or domain, I mean, my bad. So let's go and try this one. So here we have our line. I know that range is lowest to highest. And I know for my, I'm going to highlight this. My lowest value of my line that I have here is actually an arrow. So I know it keeps on going on forever and ever and ever. And since it's pointing down, it's going to be negative infinity on my left side. Now my highest number is 4. And this is a closed point, so it gets a symbol for closed. And I also remember, if I put an infinity anywhere, I just need to delete that side. So my final answer, and my y's in front, so I don't have to flip anything. Y less than or equal to 4. That's my final answer. Okay. Now let's go ahead and try the next one. I have to label my boxes lowest to highest. Then I need to highlight my function so I know what I'm dealing with. And now my lowest point is going to be -3, and that is an open point, so it gets a symbol without the line. Now my highest one is an arrow. If it's an arrow, I know if it's pointing up, it's positive infinity, so infinity. And I know that since it's infinity, I can just delete the side. I don't need it. So now we have to rewrite this because my y needs to be in front. So I have y, and remember the symbol's eating the y, so it's going to continue to eat the y. So we're just going to flip it around, -3. That is my final answer. Okay. So then let's try one more. 2 more, my bad. So first, I know that I'm looking for my y, my range. So I have lowest to highest. And I'm going to delete my x-axis because I'm looking at y. I don't need it. Now, my lowest number for this graph is -2, and this is a closed point. Closed. So it gets with the line. Now, my highest is an arrow. It keeps going, arrow. And since it's going up, I know it's going to positive infinity, so I'll put positive infinity here. And I also know I can delete this side. But again, this one is not written correctly because I need the y in front. So I'm going to change it to y. We're going to eat the y. We're going to eat the y. So y greater than or equal to -2. And this would be my final answer. Okay, so now let's try this last one. We're going to label our boxes first. So lowest to highest. I want to delete the x-axis like I've been doing. And I want to highlight my curvy shape to help us. Now, the issue with this one is the same that we had on the other one. I have an arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing down. So for my lowest, I have negative infinity because we have an arrow pointing down. And for my highest, I have an arrow pointing up, so positive infinity. So if I delete both sides and I have two arrows, if I have two arrows, all real numbers. So my answer should be all real numbers. And that's how we do domain and range for continuous functions with arrows, okay? So if you are in Miss Fisher's class, you are going to glue this orange one on page 11 and the green one on page 12. No. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Goodbye.